ආරාධනෙන් අද මෙතනට පැමිණි ඔබ සැමම ඉතාම සාදරයෙන් පිළිගන්නවා. ජාත්‍යන්තර කාන්තා දිනය මාර්තු 8 වෙනිදා ඊට යෙදී තිබුණත් මේ ශාලාවේ පොඩි ගැටලුවක් නිසා අපිට ඒක ආගට යොදා ගන්න සිද්ධ වුණා. කොහොම වුණත් කමක් නෑ අපි කාන්තා දිනය සමරමුනේ. ඉතින් කාන්තාව කියන්නේ මුළු විශ්වයේම ශක්තිය. හදවත. මුළු විශ්වයේම දරා සිටින ශක්තිය. ඉතින් මේ කාන්තා දිනය සැමරීම අපේ යුතුයකමක්. බිලින්දියක්, ලැදරියක්, දැරියක්, තරුණියක් වශයෙන් මේ ලෝකේ බිහි වෙන සමාජයේ විවිධ තරාතිරම් වල භූමිකාවන් වලින් සමාජයට පිවිසෙන අය පසු කාලයකදී තරුණියක්, සොහොයුරියක්, බිරිඳක්, මවක් වශයෙන් සුවිශාල සේවයක් කරනවා. පිරිමින් හා උරෙන් උර ගැටි නොයෙකුත් තරාතිරම් වල රාජකාරී වල යෙදෙනවා. දොස්තරවරු, ඉංජිනේරුවන්, ගෙදියන්, ගුරුවරියන්, ගෙවිලියන්, කාම්කරුවන්, වාඩු මේෂන් වැඩ කරන අය ඒ වගේ විතරක් නෙමෙයි. ඉස්සර ඈත අතීතයේදී පිරිමින්ට විතරක් නියම වෙලා තිබුණු පොල්ගස් නගින එක, කාලුගල් කඩන එක, දීවර කර්මාන්තේ ඒ වගේ රස්සාවල් හිටන් කාන්තාව දැන් සමාජයේ කරනවා. ඉතින් මේ විශාල සේවාවක් කරන කාන්තාවට දවස් 365 දවසින් කැලෙන්ඩරේ දවස් 365 දවසින් එක දවසක් වෙන් කිරීම මම හිතන්නේ මදි. හැමදාම කාන්තා දිනයක් විය යුතුයි. කාන්තාව කියන්නේ ඊටම ගෞරවනීය චරිතයක්. ඒ කාන්තාවට ලෝකේ ජාත්‍යන්තර වශයෙන් සියලු දෙනාම ගරු කළ යුතුයි. හිරු නොබසින අධිරාජ්‍යයේ දීර්ඝ කාලයක් පාලනය කරේ කවුද? කාන්තාව. ඒ විතරක් නෙමෙයි. කාන්තාවට සුවිශේෂම දරා ගැනීමේ ශක්තියක් තියෙනවා. ඒ ශක්තිය ලෝකේ කාටවත් බෑ. දරුවෙක් බිහි කිරීමේදී ලබන වේදනාව කිසිම කෙනෙකුට හුලන්න බෑ. ඒක කරන්න පුළුවන් ශක්තිය තියෙන්නේ කාන්තාවට විතරයි. ඉතින් ඒ ආත්ම අභිමානයෙන් යුක්තව අපි සියලු දෙනාම නිහංකාර ආඩම්බරයකින් යුතුව ඉපදුන නොඉපදුන දැනට ජීවත් වෙන මුළු ජාත්‍යන්තරයේම කාන්තාවන් වෙනුවෙන් අපේ දෑත එක් කරලා අපේ ආචාර්ය පුද කරමින් අපි අද වැඩසටහන ආරම්භ කරමු. වැඩසටහන ආරම්භ කිරීමට පළමුවෙන්ම තියෙන්නේ චාරිත්‍රානුකූලව පොතෙල් පහන දැල්වීම. ඒ සඳහා මම ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කරනවා ශ්‍රී ලංකාව නියෝජනය කරමින් අද මෙතනට පැමිණි අපේ ටොරොන්ටෝ කොන්සල් ජෙනරල් තුෂාර රුද්‍රගු මහතාට අපේ වැඩසටහනට දායකත්වය ලබා දීම සඳහා මෙතනට සැපැත්නි දමින්ද්‍රා ඩයස් මහත්මියට නිරෝමිලි සොයිසා මහත්මියට අපේ කවදත් අපිට හද හිත දෙන අපේ වැඩ කටයුතු වලදී අපිට දායකත්වය ලබා දෙන නුරාදි ගාල්ලගේ මහත්මියට ඒ වගේම පුසුති විජේසේකර මහත්මියට අපේ කවදත් අපිට කියපු ගමන් අපිට සහයෝගය දෙන ශ්‍රීමලි පෙරේරා මහත්මියට ඒ වගේම අප කැනඩා ශ්‍රී ලංකා කාන්තා සංවිධානයේ සභාපතිනි කෞශල්‍යා ඩී අල්විස් මහත්මියට thank you. හොඳයි. අපි එහෙමනම් දැන් කාන්තා ගීතයෙන් පටන් ගන්න.
celebrate International Women's Day. As the President of Canada Sri Lankan Women's Association, it fills my heart with pride to stand before you and acknowledge the strength, resilience, and achievements of women both here in Canada and in Sri Lanka. International Women's Day is much more than a day on the calendar. It is a global movement. It is a day to celebrate the countless contributions women have made to society, to recognize the progress we have achieved, and to acknowledge the world that still lies ahead in our pursuit of equality and justice. For our Sri Lankan sisters, whether at home or living abroad, this day symbolizes hope, unity, and the power to create lasting change. It is a call to action reminding us that when women thrive, communities and nations prosper. Before we dig further into the significance of this day, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to all of you for being here with us today. Your presence is a testament to your commitment to empowering women and building bridges across cultures. I would also like to take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks to our distinguished guests. We are immensely grateful to the Consul General of Consulate General of Sri Lanka, Mr. Tisara Rodrigo, for accepting our invitation and honoring us with his presence. We warmly welcome you and appreciate your support. A special welcome and heartfelt thanks goes out to guest speakers, Mrs. Damendra Dias and Mrs. Niroma D'Souza. Our willingness to share your insight and experiences enriches our celebration and inspires us to continue working together for a better future. I would also like to take a moment to thank and welcome Nuradi Galage of South London Dance Academy and her dancing group for their upcoming performance. Their talent and dedication will undoubtedly make this event even more beautiful. Additionally, we are delighted to welcome Srimali Pereira, who has kindly accepted our request to perform for us today. Thank you for sharing your talent and helping us make this event even more special. And of course, we have an exciting surprise awaiting us at the end of the evening. A heartfelt thank you to Pusati Vijaysekara for the special moment as she prepared to make this event even more interesting and memorable. As we reflect on the significance of International Women's Day, let us remember every step we take toward equality in a step toward a brighter future. Today we celebrate not only the achievement of women, but also the promise of what we can accomplish. Together we stand united. First speaker is our guest speaker, Mr. Tushar Rodrigo. Thank you for coming.
Good morning, everyone. It is my great honor to be here today and joining with you all. It's my apologies today I couldn't check my wife here. My two children are badly sick. Actually, she wanted to come here. She planned from the time that we got the invitation for this event. My apologies for that. This is a very wonderful event, joining all the leading personalities in Toronto and for the celebration and the recognition of the commitment of women for the society and the well-being of the society. Please allow me to share some experience in my experience with my mother, my sister, my relations, and the people of Sri Lanka in different places. Actually, my father was working as the accountant in Mahavali Authority. So I had from my childhood, I had very uh, uh, good opportunity to visit different places in Sri Lanka. I think most of you might not have this kind of privilege and opportunity to see the Sri Lankan society, because I would like to focus that your attention to the women's in the Sri Lankan society, because this is a concept of the Western concept, this recognition, but in Sri Lankan context, if we go to Anuradhapura, Tisamaharama down south in the central province, and also Kiritbanwava, Ambilipitiya, system ABC in Medavachiya, and these central province areas, the women's are facing so many difficulties, and while they are immensely contributing to their family and to the economy, agricultural economy. Even then, I studied in Matuguma in Kalutara district. So it's a place where a lot of plantation workers, dedicated plantation workers. Uh, During my school time, I wake up, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. We can say that they are ringing the bell, Sanguva. Sanguva, yes, it is as a practice. It's like alarming for the whole village. At a 6 o'clock, it is alarming time indication to the people that who are working in the estate workers, mainly women's rubber tapping people and tea plucking ladies to come to their plantations. And it's a herd of people are coming it's like acres, 200, 300 acres that we can see that the people that coming in lines, and also they start their plucking the tea buds. So that is the contribution of them. And also that in Sri Lanka that the women's are the most vulnerable group, even we are traveling in the buses and using the public transport, trains and all. And also at home, and the violence, and the domestic violence, sometimes that many places that the plantation workers, their husband, and they're drinking their local products and all, that's always that victims are women. Also, my experience as the probation officer, because just after my university, I joined the probation department, probation and child care department, and worked in the Kalutara High Courts. So many cases, rape, child abuses, all abusing is starting uh, from home, from the childhood, the women's the destiny, the lot of victims were the children, girls in the area because of illicit some drinks in the locally products and all. It's a violence and violence at the family. It's a mother and it's a grandmother. So all are very in a bad shape in Sri Lanka. But most of the times we talk in a different way. But rather than talking and talking and talking, so we need to move this ball in a positive way. If you can just contribute for the education of the people, the women's in Sri Lanka, for mainly the English education. You can reach the people that you can just clean their opportunities, the future, and try to support in the village area to strengthen with the English education, IT, and also mainly the elderly women's your assistance for microfinance. If somebody is doing poultry or any other self employment, if you can give some support for that one, that could be the tangible support from you, from the diaspora, from the overseas Sri Lankan community who are celebrating. If you really want to recognize, if you really want to do something, identify maybe 3-4 families, 3-4 students in very primitive areas, very difficult areas, marginalized people, without any lines like ethnic or religious line, give more opportunities, fairly, equality and all. Again, in my foreign service, it's a different service that more than 50% of the diplomats, Sri Lankan diplomats we have all totally our diplomatic corps is like 250 full strength of the diplomats, Sri Lankan diplomats, but more than 50% are women. My foreign secretary, the former secretary, the both were women. We have the prime minister, that we have that better representation when we compare to our neighboring country like India, because my first child was born there. During that time, they don't just give, as you know, they don't express the sex, what kind of boy or the girl. So if it is a girl, it's a threat, life-threatening in India. But that situation, such a situation is not in Sri Lanka, because we welcome all, and also we give the more equal facilities, education facilities, and social, political sector, we have some restrictions. I think that for policy making, law making sector also, we have to give more opportunities for ladies, and to keep the balance of the policies rather than going to extreme end for their respective fields. So while recognizing the valued contribution for the socio-economic and cultural sector development in Sri Lanka, women's contribution, dedication, and they are all the hardship. It is our great salute from the parties, from men to the women. So thank you so much for inviting me for this occasion, and we'll go ahead with the remaining part of this program. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rodrigo. It's really true, and yeah, we know that what a lot of things that is in Sri Lanka, and especially even in here, that's how people are hidden. They have to come out, and we have to support each and everyone the way we can. Thank you once again for accepting our invitation and coming here. Our next speaker today is a Sri Lankan-born Canadian professional who has shattered countless barriers in the corporate world, providing that with determination and resilience, anything is possible. As a passionate businesswoman and a proud representative of a minority community, she has successfully broken through many glass ceilings to rise to the top of the corporate ladder at two of the world's biggest companies, the Kellogg's Company and the Coca-Cola Company, across Canada, the USA, Germany, and India. She has held prestigious leadership positions such as Chief Financial Officer of Coca-Cola India, Director of Finance at the Coca-Cola Company in Atlanta, CEO of Kellogg's India, and Vice President of Finance at Kellogg Canada. Her journey has taken her across the globe, but her roots remain strong. Her academic credentials are equally impressive. She was educated in Sri Lanka, the United Kingdom, Canada, and the USA, holding a degree in marketing and postgraduate certifications in business management from the UK. Further enhancing her expertise, she has successfully completed 2 executive business certifications from Harvard University School of Business in Boston, USA. Her outstanding contributions to the business world have been recognized through numerous prestigious awards from Canada, India, and Sri Lanka. Yet despite her corporate success, she has remained deeply committed to giving back. In her retirement, she now devotes her time as a volunteer career coach and mentor with the Progress Career Planning Institute in Toronto, where she helps professionals, young graduates, and new immigrants unlock their full career potential in Canada. It is truly an honor to have her with us today, speaking on challenges faced by women in today's job market. Please join me in welcoming Mrs. Zamindra Dias.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to be here today. It's basically focused on career women. So the entire presentation is all about career women and how you can progress in Canada. First of all, I would like to thank Rukshi and the committee Canada Sri Lanka Women's Association for inviting me today to say a few words. With approval of the committee, this is on. With the approval of the committee, I have the pleasure of having three of my favorite people say a few words at the end. Hemali Vijayasundara, Sri Lankan business professional with 20 plus years of experience working with the City of Toronto. She's Director Business Performance and Finance Technology. Then Jayani Gunawardana, Sri Lankan banking professional and recent immigrant to Canada, doing so well as Manager Customer Segments at BMO, Toronto. Ashwini Mappa, an international student, and she's now working at TD Bank as a Customer Service Associate. So delightful and such a pleasure to have three of you speak today. I hope the slides can be a little bit brighter. Before we talk about Canada and the challenges, I would like to address the challenges faced by all women, all career women all across the globe, every country, every subcontinent. First of all, there's a huge transition happening because of the global economy. There are countries specializing in certain job categories. IT in India. India, China, and then China, Israel, India in pharma. Then Philippines, Malaysia in contact centers. All the contact centers, Rogers, Bell, you name it, they all have their contact centers now either in Malaysia or in Philippines. Then of course, the rapid advancement in technology. You've all heard about AI and ChatGPT. It is great, we are advancing in technology, but at the same time, it's making all the young women and older women redundant because you don't stay in touch with that field. Third is work-life balance is COVID. The entire world started to work remote or hybrid. This is so common in Africa. I have some clients who came from Africa, from Nigeria and Kenya, and that's the biggest challenge they have. They got used to working from home, they just don't want to go back to office. Not even for a day in the week. And it's happening here too in Canada, by the way. Networking. Women around the world are not very good at networking. Why is that? Probably cultural thing, too shy, don't get the opportunities. And sometimes, I must say, other women don't like to help other women. Okay, let's face it, there are very, very few who will give a holding hand to another woman, which I can prove to you with some statistics. Mentorship. Women find it very, very difficult to find female mentors. They're too shy. In an organization, they are too shy to go and ask a male boss to be a mentor. In my career at Kellogg's and at Coca-Cola, all my mentors were men. Except one female who hired me at Kellogg Canada, HR director. Except for her, all the other mentors were men. So please, when you get a job, I'll talk about that in Canada section in more detail. Don't be afraid to find a mentor. You have to do that. That's very important. The other point I want to make is, around the world, there are so many HR policies and practices that's not fair. There's favoritism. DEI is not executed properly. There's discrimination against females. It's still happening in India, by the way, though there are so many powerful Indian women. There are some areas in India that people still feel that. So you have to be very careful that you nurture that when you're in a position, make sure you give a helping hand to another woman to go through the mentorship program. And also important thing is, the most important aspect in that particular section is cultural and religious influence. I have clients who tell me, oh Didi, they call me Didi, I mean retired Didi. Didi, so sorry, and sometimes they cry. I had a young lady from Tehran. She was a graduate from the University of Tehran, and she was telling me, Didi, due to political reasons in Tehran, I just could not pursue what I wanted. Okay, there are so many limitations because of political and cultural issues. In fact, it happens in Sri Lanka too.
Could you please talk to the mic? We cannot hear you.
You can't hear? Oh, okay. Can you hear now? Okay. So this lady in Tehran, Iran, that's what she was saying. The political cultural impact in that part of the world is so powerful that women are actually looked at in a very different light because of the cultural religious impact of the religion. It's happening here too, by the way. Generational challenges. Go back. Generational challenges. Well, you know that there are 4 generations today in the job market, in the working place. Who are they? Baby boomers, born between 1946 and 1965, I can see a few here. Generation X, born between 1966 and 1980. There are some here. Millennials, 1981 to 1996, quite a few here, over there and over there. And then of course the Gen Z, 1997 to 2012. Why is that a challenge? Because we all, each generation grew up with certain principles, certain values, certain education system, certain cultures. So it's very hard to assimilate these 4 into a work environment. And this is something very common I hear from CEOs, from directors. I did not experience that, but I know a very good colleague of mine who experienced that in Coca-Cola, Germany. Now look at this chart. Okay, so look at baby boomers. What do they say? Write me. Send me a letter, send me a note. That's what they were used to. Generation X, call me. I have a phone now, call me. Generation Y, email me. Don't call me. Don't write to me. Email me. I like to see it in email. Of course, Generation Z, text me. All I want is a text from you, that's all. Don't bother me calling me. Okay, now this is the issue that you're faced today in the workplace. How do you balance these 4 cultures in an office? Impossible. Okay, so I'll talk more about that when you talk about the Canadian women. So now, that was all about global impact on career women. This one here now we'll start to do the Canadian. Darling, next slide. No. Yeah, this one here. Okay, so now Canada, you know, is going through a hell of a nightmare. I'm gonna say thank to our political leaders, clowns here and clowns over there. Okay? So we don't know when Trudeau declared that he was resigning and he's gonna have a new Liberal Party leader. I had 2 candidates who were about to get their job offers. Both the recruiters called me and said, Didi, got some bad news for you. These 2 companies have put a freeze on hiring. I said, why? Didi, because of Trudeau. They don't know which way the country will go. We don't know which way the economy will grow. So the companies are holding back. So sorry, Didi, they will not get the offer. So that was about 2 weeks after he resigned. But it has got worse and worse and worse. Almost every company has put a freeze on hiring, including the banks. Okay? Next one, of course, US tariffs. It's there, it's not there, it's tomorrow, it's day after tomorrow, who knows? Right? But it's going to have a huge impact on people who are working in, especially in healthcare, because most of our pharmaceuticals comes from the US. I'm going to tell you something. I talked to a doctor friend of mine. Most of the chemotherapy treatment for cancer comes from the US. The most advanced chemotherapy treatment. There'll be an issue with that. Okay, that's how bad it's going to be. Nobody's talking about it. Hospitals are panicking. How much dosage can we have ready to do this? Second area that's going to impact is gas and oil lumber. Now, people in Alberta are panicking. Okay, I was talking to have a couple of clients in Alberta, in Calgary and Edmonton, and it's funny what they said. They said, Didi, Alberta actually subsidizes the rest of the world, the rest of Canada. There are no tariffs between provinces. Alberta pays for all of Canada. We are thinking of becoming the 51st state of America. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? So that's how confused and complex the situation is because of this in provinces like Alberta. Now, remote and hybrid work. I'm sure most of you were working for the last 2 years, remote or hybrid, right? Yeah? Now, if your boss says, oh, from January 1st or April 1st, we are going to have everybody come into the office, it's a nightmare for you. Why? A, how do you find childcare? What are you going to do about an older mother you were looking after while you were still working from home? Right? So there are so many issues. When I talk to some of my clients, they say, Didi, what are we going to do? We can't find proper daycare because they kept the kids at home. Right? The kids kept quiet, so they were able to work. So that's going to be a huge nightmare because almost every recruiter, hiring manager I talk to, they say, Didi, by April, everybody will be back working 5 days a week in the office. That is coming, so get used to it, plan it. Job insecurity. Now, this is something I know some of you would have experienced. You're in a great job, but suddenly your boss calls you in and says, oh, sorry, due to the ABC reason, we have to reduce our staffing level. And sorry, we have to give you 2 weeks notice or 2 months notice or whatever the heck they want to give you. But you're out of a job. So what should you do? You don't want to go back and work again somewhere else and face the same situation. So what I would really advise a lot of young females or even any category of females is to do this. Take a look at what are the entrepreneurial funding that's been provided by banks, by City of Toronto, by Government of Ontario. There are so many grants given to women for business startups. In fact, they have 2-week sessions, seminars, that you can go and attend and learn how to start your own business. So most of my clients have started business in finance and taxation. Sorry, before that, I will say, including the grants, capitalize on what's available in Shopify. You can start your own business, advertise on Shopify. You get a huge truckload of requests from customers. So Shopify is one of my clients started working with Shopify. Today, she earns over $100,000 in every quarter. Profit, not income, just profit. So Shopify is a great way to use your skills. Another one is social media marketing. You know, I have a client who worked on TikTok and got her business going using TikTok. Yes, I don't like my children using TikTok, my grandchildren using TikTok, but TikTok is good. If you want to start your own business, use TikTok. It's cheap, it's quick, it works. Second, so what areas should you look at? I would look at retail. This lady did Shopify, she did retail. Franchise, I have a client who lost his job. It's a he, by the way. Lost his job and he said, Didi, I never want to work at a bank again. What did he do? He went and bought a franchise. Today he has 3 franchises. Okay, and there are classes, seminars, workshops given how you can start a franchise. Don't have to be a McDonald's or a Burger King. It can be a fruit bar, fruit juice bar. It can be something very, very simple. So take a look at those options. Then also take a look at healthcare and fitness. We have a generation that's actually getting older and older. They do need certain fitness centers, yoga classes, meditation. I have a friend of mine who started a yoga class, and she has 27 people coming every day for her yoga classes. Chinese, Japanese, Indian, Sri Lankan. So take a look at those things. They are very, very good for you. Then, of course, take a look at digital marketing. Those who are good in digital marketing, use digital marketing. There are so many tools available to do that. And there's a lot of websites that provide you that information. Of course, home renovations. Number of Sri Lankans have now got into home renovations, which is good. It's not only a man's field, a woman can do that too. Okay, so take a look at it. Beauty and hair salons. I have a young lady who went to university and she said, oh Didi, I don't think I'm going to get a job in my field. She specialized in geography. Okay, I don't know why, but she did specialize in geography. So she found it very difficult to find a job. So what did she do? She went to hairdressing school, got qualified, and opened her own hairdressing salon in Scarborough. And she's doing very well right now. So you have to make the career switch as you need to, depending on what circumstances impacting you. Accounting and taxation. A lot of people move into accounting and taxation, right? So especially during tax season, H&R Block will be the best place to do that. For the older people, I'll tell you, I have a gentleman who is 78 years old. He didn't want to stay at home. He said, Didi, what can I do? I said, go follow the H&R tax course in September. He did. As soon as he graduated, got the certificate, H&R Block hired him. So he's been doing this taxation now for 3 years. He's happy. So from January till end of May, he's fully employed. So that keeps him happy. So take a look at those options. Drama and theater. Again, Sri Lanka cultural. Take a look at some of the drama and cultural job opportunities starting your own business venture. Of course, last is DEI. I'm a big fan of DEI and I'm not a big fan of DEI. Where companies do implement DEI, it has been successful. I'll give you an example, case example of what happened. I had a HR manager from Calcutta, and she worked here in Canada, and she got laid off. So I sent a resume to a colleague of mine, a recruiter, and she went through 5 rounds of interviews. Then about 2 weeks after, she called me and she said, Didi, have you heard from Mona? I said, no, you should have, it's 2 weeks now. So I called Mona, and Mona said, Didi, please don't get mad when I tell you this. I said, what? She had 5 rounds of interview from the senior VP of the company. But when the offer letter went to the CEO refused to sign the letter. Why? Because this big company has what they call a KPI, key performance indicator, which is actually how many DEI, so how many men, women, Asians, Europeans, blah, 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 LGBTQ, all the categories. And she fell into the category Asian, where they had the highest number. So he refused, because they are not meeting the KPI number. And he has to present this number to the board. And he didn't want to go in front of the board and said he's not meeting the KPI numbers. But the good thing is, City of Toronto, all the government agencies, City of Toronto has done a great job implementing DEI, and my dear friend Hemali is going to talk about that a little later, okay? So how women can nurture a successful career in Canada? Most important is have clear and realistic career aspirations, goals, and key milestones based on your profession, your qualifications, your technical and soft skills, transferable skills, including job market trends. So don't plan to do A when categories of job for category A are disappearing. So you have to make sure that whatever you're planning is going to be in the job market in 2 years, in 4 years, in 6 years, and 10 years time. Build a personal brand. I am a big branding person. And when I do my sessions at TCPI, this is how I present. And you see, it's marketing and branding your profile. That's the title of my presentation when I do my sessions. Marketing and branding your profile. Why? Because if you can't display your values, it is called value perception. For Coca-Cola, for a customer to buy Coca-Cola, or for Kellogg to buy Kellogg's cereal, they have to create that brand image. That earnest for the customer to buy the product. So what is the value? So you have to show the value you're going to create in your resume and in your cover letter. And of course, at the interview. So remember, it's all about branding. Who are you? What am I offering? Who is my competition? Think about that. Focus on continuous learning and staying current with your profession. Now, especially with AI, you have to be very, very sure that you stay abreast of the technology changes. Especially with AI, okay? Continuously focus on work-life balance and your health. That's also very important, work-life balance. Okay, this is very important. Nurture unconditional family support from your spouse, partner, and children. I have clients who can't accept a promotion because the husband is doing a great job and she can't take on that job because it will affect the children or the home life. So she couldn't take that job. It happens quite often, so make sure you nurture that. Now, build a personality based on confidence, self-esteem, trust, empathy, simplicity, but not built on ego. People who have an ego and I know it all attitude will never get far. Okay? Key areas women must focus on secure a great job in Canada. Now, this is very important, guys. 90% of organizations, including banks, use what they call application tracking system. Okay? So if your resume or your cover letter don't conform with the application tracking system, it's ignored, it's not read. And you'll get a rejection note automatically saying that you've been rejected. The company would never have seen your resume. No human eyes would have seen your resume. So make sure when you see the job ad that you follow what the instructions given. Most companies use Workday, Talio, Oracle, and Dayforce, and there's a lot more. Employers and recruiters are reluctant to recruit, this is very important, candidates with the following: employment gaps or worked as a consultant. Right? Now during COVID, a lot of people in the resumes, they say, oh, I worked as a consultant. Oh, I started my own business. But what happens when the employer sees that, the recruiter sees that, they say, oh, well, there's no guarantee he or she is not going to continue doing that when she joins us. So they're very reluctant. Job interviews. Telephone, virtual. Oh, also one more thing, very important thing. When you send your resumes, make sure your resume links in with your LinkedIn profile. I've had many, many instances where people have said that, oh, resume and the LinkedIn profile didn't match, so we are not going to proceed deeply. Okay, make sure they are very much in sync. Job interviews are very, very complex right now. Telephone, Zoom, virtual, live interviews. And also, most of the mid-level to high-level jobs, they ask you to make presentations. Now, a lot of, especially Sri Lankan women clients I've had, are not prepared to make presentations. Even the younger ones are not prepared. So, Diane is going to talk about how she managed to make the effective presentations. References and security background checks, very thorough with international candidates. This takes a long, long time. I have clients who lost their jobs, opportunities because of bad references and background checks, so keep an eye on that. Now, only go to reputable job sites. Every day we hear 2 or 3 people getting scammed with false jobs. Okay, asking for money, trying to get their information. So make sure you go to the right website, okay? And we can share with you what the right websites are. Sorry. Okay. Now, I want to talk about this because Progress Career Planning Institute, where I volunteer, which I've done for 20 years, they don't take international students. This is a government-funded agency. They take immigrants, refugees, a lot of people. So I do take international students if coming through a friend or a contact. So I do have a lot of international students I work with. Now, it's a very, very sad situation. There are 740,000 international students today in Ontario. All right? Based on the new rules and regulations, the chances are that at least 500,000 of them will have to go back. Why? Because they changed the rules on who can apply for postgraduate work permit. Lot of categories were exempt. So they can, for example, marketing, you can't. Okay, so if you have international students, please go to the website I've given you there. And there's one young lady here, Ashwini, who's an international student. She's gone through a challenging time in Canada, so she'll share some of her key learnings. And thank you very much. Chat, darling. Okay. So now I would like to welcome Hemali to say a few words about DI implementation in the City of Toronto and why City of Toronto is a great place to work, followed by Jani, who will talk about interviews and presentation skills, how she managed the challenges, and finally, Ashwini Ashi will be saying a few words about experience. Thank you very much.
So thank you, Shirani. First off, it's good afternoon, everyone, and it's a pleasure to be part of these celebrations. Thanks to Shira, Adira, Damindra. I know her very dearly as Shirani. 22 years ago, due to her coaching and mentoring, I was able to land a job at the City of Toronto. It's been a great journey. And so the City of Toronto has been recognized as one of the best diverse employers in Canada for 2025. Our motto is diversity, our strength. So that tells you that there is a lot of opportunity in the city where hiring is purely based on merit as opposed to your gender or your race, religion, or health. And I know I have a few minutes, but I'll just give you, so really, while the cycles of hiring might be longer because we have very transparent hiring policies and processes to make sure that we hire the right people as opposed to people based on their color, gender, or ethnicity. You might find longer hiring cycles, but I'm telling you, it's worthwhile the wait. Because as a woman, you have your, a young woman entering the force, you have good parental leave. The city tops up what the EI doesn't provide. So just a few examples. I can have a chat with you if you need more details, but I don't want to take any time. But just personal example, I came here to Canada with my family 22 years ago. Right off Haley's group as a senior manager. Came in, joined the city as a budget analyst, and thanks to their diversity, equity, and inclusive policies, they recognize the value I brought to the table, and thanks to that, I'm in a position that I'm proud to be in today. And that's why I want to encourage any young person to please do consider the city. The wait is worthwhile, even another government agency. As a mother, that's the best place I can say right now. Thank you. And
Hi everyone, thanks Didi for this opportunity. I know we're running short of time, so I'll be really quick. So I moved here back September 2022. I worked back at home in Standard Chartered Bank for a few years, And when I came, and I see a familiar face there as well from the bank. And when I came here, I started applying to pretty much most of the banks out here, trying to get into the same level of job that I did back home. And lucky enough, I was able to secure a role with BMO. And just in terms of how I got into the first role, I went through a 5-stage process. The first stage was, and everything was virtual. The first round was a competency-based, where they really just get to know you a bit better and do a lot of scenario-based questioning. And then moving on to the presentations, something that I would leave you all with is first get to know the audience, and that's really important before you even prep your presentation. And in terms of putting together the slides, keep it very short and crisp, to the point. And when you're actually delivering the presentation as well, just make sure you tell a very clear and compelling story. I think that's all that matters. And now being on the other side of the coin within BMO, all I can say is that employees don't look for a right answer. There's no right or wrong answer. So don't get bogged down in trying to come up with the right content. Just be very confident in what you're proposing, and in the Q&A section, just back yourself up. So as long as your presentation has a good intro, body, and conclusion, you'll be good. So just passing on to Ashwini, which is fine. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ashwini, and I came to Canada in January 2023 as an international student. Like many others, I arrived here filled with excitement, happiness, and hope for a bright future. However, my journey was not as smooth as I had imagined. It was filled with challenges, struggles, and moments of doubt. Adapting to a new country was overwhelming. Being away from family, adjusting to a different culture, and managing everything on my own was tough. Finding accommodation was another major hurdle, but the biggest challenge of all was securing a job. As an international student, stepping into a new country without connection is extremely difficult. Many jobs require referrals, and without knowing anyone, the search feels endless. I personally went through months without employment, struggling to make ends meet. It was a hard and lonely experience, but I kept pushing forward. Today, I'm happy to say that I'm in a better position. I completed my studies last year, received my post-graduation work permit, and I am now working towards my permanent residency. This journey would not have been possible without the kindness and support of people who chose to help me. I would like to take this moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to Ms. Damindra Reyes and Ms. Charya, helping me to find job opportunities and guiding me through this journey. They have set an incredible example of what it means to empower women, lifting others up and creating opportunities when there are none. International students need help. A small act of kindness, a simple phone call, or a referral email can make a life-changing difference in a student's journey. As people who are already in Canada, we have the power to help. It may seem like a small effort to you, but to someone struggling to find their footing, it means the world. Let's continue to uplift and empower each other, because together we grow stronger. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Damindra Reyes, Hemali, Jenny, and Ashwini for your wonderful and very valuable words. Your insights into the challenges faced by women today, today's job market, are truly inspiring. We deeply appreciate your sharing your wisdom and experiences with us today. Our next speaker is a life career coach and facilitator with over 25 years of combined professional experience, education and training in Canada. She has dedicated her career to supporting, inspiring, and empowering women and girls, particularly in Scarborough, where she has worked with women-focused organizations for over 2 decades. As a former immigrant of from Sri Lanka, she has first-hand experience of the challenges women face when trying to establish themselves in a new country. Her mission has been to help individuals discover their true gifts, talents, and strength, enabling them to achieve self-sufficiency and success in all aspects in life. She strongly believes that everything she has done, her triumphs, achievements, and even her failures, has shaped her into the person she is today, allowing her to be a guiding light for others. Her passion for coaching and mentorship has helped countless women overcome self-doubt, embrace self-care, and recognize their true worth. Today, she will be sharing her thoughts on the importance of self-care with a speech titled, Cherishing Yourself. Please give a warm welcome to Ms. Niroma de Souza.
සියලුම දෙනාට අයිබෝවන් හැම දෙනාටම සුබ ජාත්‍යන්තර කාන්තා දිනයක් වේවා කියලා මම ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. ඒ කාන්තාවන්ට ඒ වුණාට මට පේනවා පිරිමි පක්ෂයක් ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් පිරිමි පක්ෂය ඒ කාන්තාවන්ට සපෝට් කරන පිරිමි පක්ෂයට බොහොම ස්තුතියි. ඉතින් මේ මගේ ගිග් එක මම හිතන්නේ මිනිත්තු 10ක් විතර. අද අපි මං දැන් ගොඩාක් දේවල් කතා කරුවා. මේ මගේ ඉස්කෝලේට ගිය අක්කි කෙනෙක් තමයි දමින්ද්‍ර ඩයස්. විසාක විද්‍යාලයට. ඒ වගේම අපි දෙන්නම එකම ආයතනයේ තමයි වැඩ කරන්නේ. කැනඩාව. ඒ වගේම අපි කාන්තාවනේ. So, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. And today we are going to spend a few minutes talking about cherishing yourself. Cherishing yourself. What does cherishing yourself mean? To care for yourself, to love for yourself, to protect yourself. That's what cherishing is about. So Didi was talking about a lot of achievements, and we are very proud. There's a lot of Sri Lankan women who are here in Canada who are in great positions. They're doing fantastically well. So in order to do that, in order to continue to do that, we need to cherish ourselves. So it's not just for women, it's for the men as well. Because I don't want to ignore any of the men here. So imagine, my technical assistant is off, I think, but it's okay. That's all right. So imagine if you're a cup. Everybody is a cup. Okay? There is the Councillor General Cup, there is the Lanka Cup, there is the Rukshi Cup, there is Shriyani Cup, there is, everybody is a cup. You got it? Right? If you're a cup, you're all cups. Mama cups, Papa cups, baby cups, right? So we are all cups. So, how many of you are parents here? Awesome. Oh, except me maybe. All right. How many of you are grandparents? Wow, awesome. How many of you are professional caregivers? Doctors, lawyers, personal support workers, teachers. Okay, I see some. How many of you are students in university, college? Okay, awesome. So we are all cups. And if you're a cup, energetically, where are you? Are you full to the brim? Energy? Are you halfway? Or are you empty? I'm not judging you. I'm not asking for your answers. Okay? I'm not answering, but you can answer for yourself. So if you, all right, go ahead. Are you feeling energetic or are you feeling drained? Battery bahalada, එහෙම battery all charged. All charged? All charged, eh? එහෙනම් show. අපි කේක් කාලා තේ බීලානේ ඉන්නේ නේද? මේ වගේ තැනකට එනකොට battery හොඳට charge වෙන්න ඕනේ. නමුත් සමහර වෙලාවට especially මේ අපේ අම්මලා එහෙම නේද? කාන්තාවෝ කොච්චර වැඩ කරනවද? දරුවා බලා ගන්නවා, husbands ලාව බලා ගන්නවා, ගෙදර බල්ලව කුසව බලා ගන්නවා, අලපු ගෙදර අයවත් ඔක්කොම බලා ගන්නවා නේ. එහෙම වුණාම සමහර වෙලාවට drain වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right? එතකොට මෙතන කවුරු drain වෙලා නැහැ නේද? Very good. Okay. Go on. So remember that you can't pour from an empty cup. Cup එක හිස් නම් ඒකෙන් තව cup එකකට වක් කරන්න බෑ නේද? ඉතින් ඒක තමයි අපි පොඩ්ඩක් බලන්නේ cup එක හිස් වුණොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ කියලා. cup එක හිස් වෙලා තියෙනවා නම් ඒ කියන්නේ ඕගලන්ට pour කර ගන්නවට වඩා වැඩිපුර pour out කළා තියෙනවා නේ. Okay. So සමහර වෙලාවට එහෙම වෙනවා මටත් එහෙම වෙලා තියෙනවා. එහෙම වෙලා ලෙඩ වෙලක් තියෙනවා. ඒකට කියන්නේ burn out කියලා. හුඟක් වෙලාවට teachers ලා, coaches ලා, counselors ලා අම්මලා මේ burn out තත්ත්වයටපත් වෙනවා. ඉතින් අපි හිතාගමු අද ඉඳලා හරි නේද? අද ඉඳලා හරි මේ කාන්තාවන්ට විතරක් නෙමෙයි පුරුෂ පක්ෂයටත් එසේම. මොකද සමහර අය ඉන්න පුළුවන් single parents ලා එතකොට දරුවෝ බලා ගන්න එක එහෙම නැත්නම් older adults ලා බලා ගන්න එක ඒ ඇස්සේ බල්ලෝ පුසුත් බලා ගන්නවා නේද ළමයි ගේනම බල්ලෝ පුසෝ ඊට පස්සේ ගම බලා ගන්න වෙන්නේ partnerද අම්මට හුඟක් වෙලාවට නේ ඔව් මට එහෙම ගොඩක් යාළුවෝ ඉන්නවා ඒකයි ඉතින් ඒකින්ද අපි මතක් කරනවා to always fill your own cup first. ඒක selfish දෙයක් නෙමෙයි. මොකද මේ cup එකෙන් ඕගොල්ලෝ ගොඩාක් දෙනෙක්ට මේ cup එක කියලා කිව්වට තේරෙනව නේද මම ටිකක් පොඩ්ඩක් ඕගොල්ලෝ කියලා කියන්නේ නැතුව cup එක කියලා කියන්නේ. හරි? ඉතින් මේ cup එකෙන් ඕගොල්ලෝ හැමෝටම pour කරනකොට ඕගොල්ලෝ දැනගන්න ඕන cup එක අඩුම ගානේ භාගයක් හරි fill වෙලා තියෙනවා. නේ? ඒක නිසා බලමු එහෙම කරන්න කියලා. කොහෙන්ද පටන් ගන්න? Question එක හොඳ question එක. It's a good question is to ask yourself, what am I filling my cup with? Fill it with all the good positive stuff. හොඳ ඒවායින් පුරවන්න. සමහරවිට නරකේවත් මේක තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. හොඳ ඒවායින් පුරවන්න. මොනවාද හොඳ ඒවා? The things that we can fill our cup is with rest. We all need rest. Reflection, time to reflect. Hitanna, connection, gratitude, learning, friendship. It's very important to have good friends, to have grace. You know, it's important, eh? Work important. Compassion, karunava, dayava, maitriya. Eva okkoma අපි ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවා දැන් මම ඉපදලා තියෙන්නේ ලංකාවේ. ඉතින් අපිට මේ ඔක්කොම උගන්වලා තියෙනවා. අපිට කියලා දීලා තියෙනවා වෙන අයට මේවා දෙන්න කියලා. හැබැයි ඇත්තටම මේක මට දෙන්න කියලා මම ඉගෙනගෙන නෑ ලංකාවේ. මේක මම මෙහෙන් ඉගෙන ගත්තු එක. මම දන්නේ අනිත් අයට කොහොමද කියලා මම අහන්නේ නෑ මේ අවස්ථාව. එතකොට මේවා තමයි සමහර සුළු දේවල් ඔයගලන්ට කරන්න පුළුවන්. සල්ලි ඕනේ ගොඩාක්. සල්ලි ඕනෙම නෑ මේවට. නමුත් හොඳ දේවල් වලින් තමන්ගේ කප් එක පුරව ගන්න. හැම වෙලාවෙම උත්සාහ කරන්න. කප් එක පුරව ගන්න. There are some simple things that you can do. Go for a walk. Spend time with nature. Look at the sunset. Spend time with since I don't have children of my own, I spend time with other people's babies. I play with them and have a good time and then say bye-bye, you know. So that's really good for me. And so you can decide what you really want to do because it depends on the person. But always make sure that you fill your cup. Thank you, assistant. ඒ වගේම බලන්න, pay attention to what fills the cup and what drains the cup. මේ cup එකේ සමහර වෙලාවට යට හිල් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. නේද? මම මේ කතා කරන්නේ අපි ගැන ඒ වුණාට මම මේ කියන්නේ cup එක කියලා. හොඳයි? මේ cup එකේ හිල් තිබුණොත් එහෙනම් මොකද වෙන්නේ? හැලෙනවනේ නේ? cup එකේ උඩට පිරෙන්නේ නැහැ. එහෙම වුණොත් බලන්න පොඩ්ඩක් කොහොමද කවුමද ෆිල් වෙන්නේ කවුද ෆිල් කරන්නේ කවුද ඩ්‍රේන් කරන්නේ කියලා. මොකද ඩ්‍රේන් වුණොත් එහෙම ඔයගලන් අපි එක්සොස්ට් වෙනවා. එතකොට තමයි බර්න් අවුට් වෙන්නේ. ડિප්‍රෙෂන් ඇති වෙනවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් මොරල් ෆේලියර් ඇති වෙනවා. ඒක තමයි ලාස්ට් ස්ටේජ්. මොකක්ද කරන්න කියලා මිනිස්සු සමහර වෙලාවට දන්නේ නැහැ. සමහර වෙලාවට අපි අතරේ එහෙම අයත් ඇති. මම නම් ගොඩාක් එහෙම අයව දන්නවා. මම බර්න් අවුට් තත්ත්වයට පත් වෙලා තියෙනවා කීප සැරයක්ම. මොකද මම කවුන්සලර් කෙනෙක් විදිහට වැඩ කරන්නේ. ඉතින් ගොඩාක් සෙනගක් එක්ක කතා කරනවා. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ප්‍රොබ්ලම්ස් හැම වෙලේම ඒවට අහුම්කම් දෙනවා. ඒ වුණාට මට මගේ කප් එක සමහර වෙලාවට empty. ඒක නිසා ඒක වළක්ව ගන්න. ඩ්‍රේන් වෙනකොට මෙහෙම දේවල් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ෆිසිකල් ස්ට්‍රෙස් ඇති වෙනවා. සමහර වෙලාවට විශේෂම වයසක අයට නම් එළියට යන්නත් බය හිතෙන්න පුළුවන්. anxiety, depression, work stress, තරහ යනවා ගොඩාක්. මොකද තරහ පිට කරගන්න ක්‍රමයක් නැහැනේ. ඒකත් යන්නේ කප් එක ඇතුළට. social isolation, කතා කරන්න කවුරුත් නැත්නම් තමන්ගේ දුකක් කියාගන්න කෙනෙක් නැත්නම් එතකොට සපෝට් කරන්න කවුරුත් නැත්නම් මම හිතන්නේ මේ වගේ සමිතියක් තියෙන එක ගොඩක් හොඳයි. ඒකෙන් ගොඩාක් පැන්ට ලොකු උදව්වක් වෙනවා කියලා මම හිතනවා. ඒ වගේම වැරදි අදහස්. සමහර වෙලාවට ලංකාවේ ගැහැණියක් වශයෙන් අපි හිතනවා නේද අපි ඔක්කොම තනියමම කරගන්න ඕනේ කියලා. කාන්තාපක්ෂේ. ළමයි බලන්න ඕන, රෙදි හොදන්න ඕනේ. නේද? බල්ලෝ බලන්නත් ඕනේ. රයිට්? පුරුෂ බලන්නත් ඕන, වැඩ කරන්නත් ඕනේ. ඉස්සර අපි අම්මලා වැඩ කරේ නෑ. මගේ අම්මා වැඩ කරේ නෑ. මම දන්න ආන්ටිස්ලා වැඩ කරේ නෑ. නමුත් දැන් කාලේ ගොඩක් වෙනස් නේ. ඉතින් ඒක වැරදි අදහසක් නේද? පිරිමි පක්ෂයට ගොඩක් උදව් වෙන්න පුළුවන් නේද? ඔයගොල්ලෝ විවාහ වෙලා ඉන්නවා නම් නේද? කවුන්සල් ජෙනරල්තුමා නේද? ඉතින් මමත් එක්තරා කාලයක කසාද බැඳලා හිටියා. අපි අපරාධ කියන්න ඕනේ ඒ පුද්ගලයාට හොඳට උයන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් මම යාට කවදාකවත් බාධා කරන්නේ නැහැ එයාගේ ඉවීම නතර කරන්න. ඉතින් ඕගොල්ලෝ සමහර වෙලාවට බලෙන් මේව නතර කරගන්නවා නේද? ඔව් නේද? ඒකනේ. ඉතින් එහෙම කරන්න එපා. අවශ්‍ය නෑ අනේ තව හොඳට කරන්න කියලා. තව මොනවා හරි ගෙනහලා දෙන්න බෝතල් භාගයක් හරි කමක් නෑ නේද? පස්සේනේ නේ. එහෙම මොනවා හරි කරන් දෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් back to take care of yourselves. සමහර වෙලාවට දැන් මම කියවනේ අපි ඔක්කොම කප්ස් කියලා නේද? දැන් අපි ඔම කප්ස් කිව්වට සමහර මේ කප් එක වෙන අපිටත් sometimes we assume the role of a pot. නේ? අපි කප් එක pot වෙනවා. pot වෙලා හැමෝගෙම කප් පුරවන්න හදනවා. එහෙම කවුරු හරි ඉන්නවද මෙතන? නෑනේ. ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් කොහොමද කප් එක පොට් වුණාම වෙන්නේ නේ? ඉතින් එහෙම වෙන්න එපා. අපි කප් එක අපිට තව කෙනෙක් සපෝට් කරන්න ඕන. ඉතින් මේ ඔක්කොම කියන්නේ ඇයි අපි මෙහෙම කියා කරන්නේ? කියන්න බලන්න උත්තරය. Why should we care?
For kindness.
We only have one cup. Even if you one day become like Elon Musk or Donald Trump, does anybody want to be Justin Trudeau? I'll leave it up to you, okay? Or Oprah Winfrey, or maybe, I don't know, why not in Sri Lanka, Mahinda Rajapaksa, Ranil Wickremesinghe, anybody, but we only have one cup. So it's very important to take care of this cup. It's your cup. Even if you're married, you have children, you have family, you have girlfriend, boyfriend, doesn't matter. One fine day, you only have this cup. Does that make sense? This cup is going to stay with you until you remain. Sometimes the cup can be damaged, but you can't go to the store and get another cup. So this is the reason that you need to care for this cup. Plus, it gives you, if you take care of your cup, it gives you better sleep, lower stress levels, improved immune system, improved productivity, decreased risk of heart disease, strokes and cancer, and reduce risk of burnout, and so forth. So many things, so many benefits. So, call to action. නිකන් මේක අහගෙන ඉඳලා ගෙදර යන්න බෑ. හරිද? ඒකේ හින්දා පොඩ්ඩක් තාප්පරයක් හිතන්න මොකද්ද ඔයාගේ කප් එක ෆිල් කරන්න පුළුවන් සුළු දෙයක්. Can I put you on spot, counselor? What are you going to? I'm sorry, so I just felt like putting you on the spot. What is something that you will do to take care of yourself? Because I'm very sure that you have a very, very busy life, that perhaps your cup is too full.
So actually, I prefer to do my, normally that my job is a multitasking job. That we have that we have to just adjust the timing and my mindset, and working with Colombo the time difference, and people calling maybe in the midnight and late night and all. So out of all, I feel the happiness that while delivering my service, that whenever the people when I do something for someone, that if he is happy, as an example, that the people that I have always asked my staff, okay, don't ask the people to come twice to the mission for one thing to do to be done by ourselves. But the people come, and once we reach out to something to do from our staff and all, then I normally talk to the people many of the time. Even not in person, then I just call and ask that, or I tell one of my staff, okay, taking care of this lot of there's a long dragging issue. Then I call that what happened. Then say, okay, it is done very well, that your staff was nice and all these things. Even sometimes they say, okay, he's not very helpful, then it's a different story. But whenever people say it's a good thing and it's done, but he's happy, that I feel the happiness. Because I need some balance of that one.
No, so let's hear for our counselor here. He likes his work. He's absolutely gets filled up by work. That's awesome. I wish your wife was here so that I can also ask her. All right? So I'm going to ask Tilaka. ඔයා කප් එක ෆුල් කරන්න මොනවද කරන්නේ? ඔයා ගොඩාක් ජොලි ඒවා කරනවානේ. කියන්න. Tilaka. මගේ Tilaka මෙයා. යාළුවෝ මම දන්නේ එයා ගොඩාක් ජොලි වැඩ කරනවා. සියානි ඔයා මොනවද කරන්නේ? කප් එක ෆිල් කරගන්න.
ගොඩක් සමාජ සේවය කරනවා.
සමාජ සේවය.
මිනිස්සුන්ට උදව් කරනවා.
හරි. සමාජ සේවය කරන එක ගොඩාක් හොඳයි. නමුත් මේ කප් එකටත් ඔයගොල්ලෝ මොන හරි සේවයක් කරන්න ඕනේ. හොඳේ? නැත්නම් මේ කප් එක ඔයගොල්ලන්ට අහිමි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Enjoy. ගොඩාක් හොඳයි. So honor and cherish your cup, because this is all you have. And just like the other speakers shared, there's a lot of things that one can do to advance, and there's opportunities. I have more opportunities than my mother today, or my grandmother, right? And for the young people here, you will have lots and lots of more opportunities in your life. But in order to achieve all of those things, remember that you have to care and protect and love your cup. Regardless what size it is, regardless what color it is, regardless what size it is your only cup. Now, I do have a Sri Lankan, young Sri Lankan lady that I know. She doesn't like to get married, but she wants to have children. So she's thinking of getting her eggs freezed. Good for her. Now I'm thinking if my grandmother heard that, she would get freezed, right? So, but this is how the world is advancing. This is how the world is advancing. So many things that you can do. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Cherish your cup, and thank you for the Women's Association for inviting me. And thank you, and I hope you're taking something from this today. Thank you.
Thank you, Niroma D'Souza, for your lovely and valuable speech. Your words about your self-care and cherishing ourselves are truly inspiring and a great reminder of the importance of prioritizing our well-being. We sincerely appreciate your sharing your wisdom and experience with us today. Thank you.
Thank you. දැන් ඊළඟට අපිට තියෙන්නේ කලබලකාරී ජීවිතයේදී වුණත් දහසක් කම්කටොළු මැදින් සිනහමුසු මුහුණින් අපිට දායකත්වයේ සැලසෙන සංකලන නර්තන ආයතනයේ නුරාදි ගාල්ලගේ මහත්මියගේ අනුග්‍රහයෙන් දායකයට රංගනයට දායකත්වය දෙන අපේ වැඩිහිටි නර්තන සිසුවිය පිළිගනිමු නුරාදි ගාල්ලගේ Dami Joseph, Jenny Javardhana, Delruxi Rajaguru, Sharya Rodrigo, Kavisha Nanekkar. අපරාධී. ඊළඟ අංකය අපිවත් තාම දන්නේ මොකක්ද කියලා බොහොම රහසිගතව ඉතාමත් කෙටි කාලයකදී දින දෙකක් මම හිතන්නේ දින දෙකකට වැඩි නෑ දින දෙකක් තුනක් ඇතුළතදී පුසිති විජේසේකර මහත්මිය විසින් රචනා කරලා අපි දන්නේ කොහොම පුරුදු වුණාද මේ දවස් දෙකට මම හිතන්නේ Zoom එකෙන්ද කොහෙද මේ අපි හැවුවම කිව්වා ඒක සර්ප්‍රයිස් එකක් එදාටම බලා ගන්න කියලා. මං දැන් අද උදේ හැවුවා මොකක් ගැනද කියලා කිව්වා ඉස්සර සමාජයේ මේ පිළිලයක් වෙලා තිබිච්ච දෑවැදි ප්‍රශ්නයක් ගැන මේ දැන් නම් සමාජයේ බොහෝ දුරට ඒක අඩුයි ඒ වුණාට ඉස්සර හුඟක් කෙනෙක් මේ දෑවැදි ප්‍රශ්නේ හින්දා පීඩා වින්දා ඒක අල්ලලා මට සමාජයට පොඩි පණිවිඩයක් දෙන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි කියලා මං හිතුවා ඒකින්දයි කියලා කිව්වා බලමු අපි ඇගේ පොඩි නාට්‍යය
කොහෙද මේ යන්නේ කොහමද එන්නේ ඉඳ ගන්න ඔයා මට කිව්වෙත් නෑනේ කොළඹ එන නිත්‍යා
අනේ නෑ ආන්ටි මේ හදිස්සියේ කොළඹ ආව ගමන් ආන්ටිවත් බලලා යන්න ආවේ.
ඉතින් මොකද්ද අපේ හදිස්සිය? ඔයා මට වෙනද කියලාම නෙන්නේ කොළඹ එනකොට.
ආන්ටි දන්නවනේ හර්ෂව.
මොකද මන් නොදන්නේ ආගේ බොයිෆ්‍රෙන්ඩ් හොඳ ළමයානේ අනේ.
ඔව් ඉතින් දැන් එයාගේ අම්මයි තාත්තයි හර්ෂ ඒගොල්ලන්ට කතා කරලා ගෙදරින් කසාදයක් කරන්න කියනවනේ ආන්ටි.
ඔයාගේ මැරේජ් එක කතා කරපන්. ඉතින් අනේ සඳලි ඒක කොච්චර හොඳද? ඕවා කලාවට වෙලාවට කරන්න ඕනේ වැඩනේ. ඉතින් මොකද්ද ප්‍රශ්නේ?
නෑ ආන්ටි මේ අම්මයි තාත්තයි ගෙදරින් දෑවැද්දක් ඉල්ලන්න කියලා ආව අපේ අම්මලාව බලන්න. අපිට කොහෙන්ද දෑවැදි දෙන්න සල්ලි?
අයියෝ ඉතින් ඔයා මේ තත්හනිය කොළඹ ආවේ දෑවැද්ද හොයන්න? අයියෝ නෝනේ ඔනියෝ පිලොස්සන වීඩියෝ පොලොස්සන වඩිවාන කුට්ටිය පාලච්චන බේබි තීටි කතා කරගෙන බේබි දුරේ ඉඳලා මේ ෂීට් දිනේ බේබිට
අනේ නෑ රාණි එනින් ගම ජිනදාසකෙන් තේ එකක් බීලා ආවේ. පස්සේ බොමුකෝ. ඔය ඉතින් මම බැලුවේ ආන්ටිගේ හරි උපස් කියලා මොනා හරි විකුණලා ඔය දෑවැද්ද දෙන්න තමයි.
මුට එන ගහන්න එපා. ඇයි අප්පා? ඔයා මේ කරන්න යන්නේ හරි ඕගොල්ලෝ හරි මැටි මෝල් මෝඩ වැඩක් නේ. අයියෝ නෝනේ දීවි දිලන පිරිමි කෂාද බඳින්නේ මේ අල්ලි අලු ගුස්තියරි වැඩක් තමයි නෝනේ මොකද මේ කරන්නේ. අපි බුවන්නරන් ගන්න ඕනේ මේ දීවි දිලන මිනිස්සුන්ට. සාදරි ඉතින් මේ බලන්න මේ ඔයාලට කියන්න දැන් ඔයා කොච්චර ඉගෙනගෙන තියනවද කොච්චර දුරට
මට ආන්ටි උපාධියකුත් තියෙනවා ප්‍රස්තාව උපාධියකුත් තියෙනවා.
ඉතින් ඔයාගේ දැන් මට කියන්නකොත් ඔයා කරන මේ ජොබ් එකේ දැන් ඔයාගේ තනතුර මොකක්ද?
මම ආන්ටි ෆයිනෑන්ෂල් ඔෆිසර් කෙනෙක් බැංකුවේ.
එතකොට හර්ෂ මොනවද කරන්නේ?
එයා ඇවිල්ලා අපේම නුවර බ්‍රාන්ච් එකේ ඇසිස්ටන්ට් ෆයිනෑන්ෂල්.
අයියෝ සඳලි. හිතන්නකො දැන් මේක දෑවැද්දක් දෙනවමයි කියලා. කවුද දැන් මේකට දෙන්න ඕනේ? ඔයා ෆයිනෑන්ෂල් ඔෆිසර් එයා ඇසිස්ටන්ට් ෆයිනෑන්ස්. දැන් දෑවැද්ද දෙන්න ඕනේ. ඔයාට හර්ෂනේ දෑවැද්ද දාන්න. Oh yes baby මේ දෙල්ලට පිළිමි බඳින්න එපා. මම මුනියලා තුන් දෙනෙක් බඳලා හිටියා. හතරවෙනි මොනියව බඳිනවා. ඒ මොනියට දෙන්නේ ශක්තපාත් දෙවද දෙන්නේ නෝනා. ෂේ.
අනේ මන්ද ආන්ටි.
අනේ මන්ද කියන්නේ සාසනලි අනේ මන්ද කියන්නේ නිකම්ම නිකම් හිස් වචනයක්. ඒක උත්තරයක් නෙවෙයිනේ. බලන්න ඔයාම දිහා බලන්න ඔයා කොච්චර ලස්සන ගෑනුලාද. ඔයාගේ අම්මයි තාත්තයි ඔයාව ওই විදියට හදන්න කොච්චර මාසු කරාද. හොඳ අධ්‍යාපනයකුත් දුන්නා. දැන් ඔයා හොඳ ලොකු රස්සාවකුත් කරනවා. તો ඔයාගේ මොන අඩුවකටද ඔයා මේ ගෙවල් දොරවල් ගස් තියලා සාඩි වල කසාද බඳින්නේ? හා? අනිත් එක. දැන් ඔයා දන්නවද ඔය කසාදෙට දෑවැදි දෙන ක්‍රමය කොහොමද ඇති උනේ කවදාද ඇති උනේ කියලා? ඕක මේ අද ඊයේ ඇති වෙච්ච එකක් නෙමෙයි. ඕක ගාක් ඈත ඉඳලා. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි අර මධ්‍යතන යුගය කියන්නේ 8 වෙනි ශතවර්ෂෙ විතර තමයි ඔක පටන් ගත්තේ. එතකොට ඉතින් අපි හැමෝම දන්නවනේ මේ කාන්තාවන්ට මේ ලෝකෙ තිබිච්ච තැන. ඇත්තට මේගොල්ලෝ දෙවනි පෙළ පුරවැසියෙකුටත් වැඩිය පහළ තත්ත්වයක තමයි එතකොට හිටියේ. ඒගොල්ලන්ට අධ්‍යාපනය ලබන්න විදිහක් ප්‍රස්තාවක් තිබ්බේ නැහැ. රැකියාවක් කරන්න ඉඩක් තිබ්බේ නැහැ. එතකොට සමාජයේ ගැටෙන්න කැපී පෙනෙන්න කාර්යභාරයක් කරන්න කිසිම අවස්ථාවක් තිබ්බේ නැහෙනි. ඒව වළක්වලා තිබුණා. ඒවට හේතු තිබුණා.
මොකක්ද ආන්ටි ඒ හේතු?
අයියෝ මම හිතන්නේ නෝනේ ඒ කාලේ ඉඳලා තියෙන ඔක්කොම පුරුමියා මන්ද බුද්ධික
එහෙම නැත්තම් ඔහොම දෙන්නේ නැහැ නේද? ඉතින් ඕකට ප්‍රධාන හේතුව තමයි සඳලි ඒගොල්ලෝ හිතුවා මේ කාන්තාවට මේ අවස්ථාව ලැබුණොත් මේ කාන්තාව මේ පුරුෂයාව අභිබවල ඉදිරියටයි කියලා. ඕක තමයි තිබුණු බය. ඉතින් ඒගොල්ලෝ කළේ මේ කාන්තාව ගෙටම සීමා කරලා ගෙටම කොටු කරලා ඉන්න ක්‍රම තමයි සලස්සලා තිබුණේ. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් කාන්තාව වුණාම ඉතාම අඩු වයසෙන් සමහරට අවුරුදු ඒ කාලේ 12 13 කෂාද බලවල. ඊට පස්සේ ළමයි හදාගෙන ළමයි බලාගෙන ගෙදර දොර වැඩ කරගෙන ඔන්න දැන් හස්බන්ඩ්ගේ මේ අම්මා තාත්තා ඉන්නවා කියමුකෝ ඒගොල්ලන්ටත් උපස්ථාන කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒගාගේ බාල සහෝදර සහෝදරයෝ ඉන්නවනම් ඒගොල්ලන්වත් බලන්න. ඒව ඔක්කොම බලනකොට තව මොනවද කරන්න වෙලාවක් තියෙන්නේ? ඉතින් ඕවා බලාගෙන ඉන්නකො අහන්නකො රාණි ඕවා බලාගෙන යා කොටු වෙලාම හිටියා. ඒ ඇරෙන්න ඔය අහලා තියෙනවද මේ කැන්දන් යනවා කියන්නේ? කැන්දන් යනවා කියන්නේ මේ දැන් කාලෙත් එහෙම මෙහෙන් ඇහෙනවා දැන් කාලෙ එහෙම නැහැ. ඉස්සර කාලේ මගුලක් කරනකොට අර මනමාලි ගෑනු ළමයා ගිහිල්ලා අනිවාර්යෙන් ඉනවතින්න ඕනේ මේ මනමාලයාගේ ගෙදර තමයි පදිංචි වෙන්නේ. එතකොට දැන් මනමාලයාගේ පවුලට තව කටක් වැඩි වෙනවනේ කන්න බොන්න දෙන්න. ඔන්න ඕකේ කුලිය තමයි ඔය දෑවැද්ද කියලා ගන්නෙ.
අයියෝ ශාමී ඒ කාලේ පිරිමි ඔක්කොම අයිනිකාරවද කොහෙද?
අනේ ආන්ටි ඒ කියන්නේ බෝඩින් ගෙදරකට ගාස්තුත් ගෙවලා ගෙදර වැඩපළ කරනවා වගේ.
ඒක නෝ සඳලිට හොඳට තේරුනේ දැන්. ඉතින් දැන් ඔයා දැන් කරන්න යනකොට ඊටත් වැඩි මේ මොඩ වැඩක් නේ. දැන් ඔයා ගේ දොර උගස් තියලා සල්ලිත් හොයාගෙන කසාදයක් බැඳගෙන ඊට පස්සේ මොකද වෙන්නේ? දැන් ඔයාගේ ජොබ් එකෙන් ඔයා හස්බන්ඩ්ට වැඩිය ලොකු ආදායමක් මාසිකව ලබා දෙනවා. ඉස්සෙල්ලා සඳලි ඔයාගේ වටිනාකම ඔයා තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනේ.
ආන්ටි කියන එක හරි ආන්ටි.
හරි විතරක් නෙමෙයි සඳලි ඒක තමයි ඇත්ත. ඇත්තටම දැන් මේ අපි දන්නවා මේ කාන්තාව මේ මොන වගේ තැනකද දැන් ඉන්නේ කියලා. ඉස්සර කාලේ ඔය අපේ කාන්තාවව දෙවෙනි පෙළට දාන්න ඊටත් පල්ලෙහාට දාන්න ගෙනාවු වැඩ පිළිවෙල සමාජයේ දැන් පේන්නේ නැහනේ. දැන් ඒවා අපි කාන්තාව විසින්ම නවත්තලා ඉවරයි. පරාජය කරලා ඉවරයි. අනිත් එක කැන්දන් යාම කියන එකක් දැන් සමාජයේ නැහනේ. දැන් කරන්නේ දෙන්නේ කසාද බැඳාම එක්කෝ ඉතින් අම්මලා තාත්තලා එපයි කිව්වත් පැනලා යනවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් මොකද වෙන්නේ? කසාද බැඳලා තමන්ගේම තැනකටනේ යන්නේ. තමන්ගේම තැනකට කුලියට වුණත් තමන්ගේ තැනකට. ඒ මහගෙවල් වල ගිහිල්ලා ස්වාමිපුරුෂයාගේ ගෙදර ගිහලා පදිංචි වෙන්නේ නැහැනේ දැන් කාලේ. ඉතින් දැන් තමන්ගේ තැනකට පදිංචි වෙන්න යනවා නම් ඇයි මේ දෙන්නට දෙන්නේ නැහැ පැදෑවෙදි දෙන්නේ. ඇයි කාන්තාව විතරක්. මන්නම් හිතන්නේ ඔය කසාදෙදි සල්ලි හොන දෑවැද්ද කියලා සල්ලි පස්සේ කොන මිනිස්සු නම් ඇත්තටම හිඟන්නේ.
හිඟන්නේ. අයියෝ නෝනා නෝනා හරියටම කිව්වා නෝනා හිඟන්න තමයි හිඟන්නෝ. ඒගොල්ලෝ නම් අනේ බේබි ඔයාලන් කෂාද බඳින්න එපා බේබි බඳින්න එපා හිඟන්නම බඳින්න එපා.
රාණි කියන දේ ඇත්ත.
වාට දැන් තේරෙනවද වෙන කෙනෙක් වාට ඉතින් රාණි ඕක වෙන්නේ ඔය දැන් කසාද කරනකොට ඔය කසාද සල්ලි හොයන ඔය කසාද දෑවැද්ද පිරිමි කරන්නේ කසාදේ බිස්නස් එකක් කරගන්න. බිස්නස් එකක් කරගෙන ඒකෙනු සල්ලි ටිකක් හරි හොයන්න ඔය බලන්නේ. නමුත් දැන් සමාජය දිහා බැලුවාම අපිට කාන්තාව ඉන්න තැන පේනවනේ නේද? කාන්තාව ඉන්නේ ඉහළම තැනක. අධ්‍යාපනයද රැකියාවද සමාජ ක්‍රියාකාරීකම් සමාජ ස්ථාවරය මේ ඔක්කොම ගත්තාම කාන්තාව ඉන්නේ ලොකු විශාල තැනක ඒගොල්ලෝ හැමතැනම කැපී පේනවා.
ආන්ටි කියන දේ මට දැන් නම් හොඳට තේරෙනවා. අද වගේ සමාජයක කාන්තාව මෙච්චර ඉහළ තැනක තියෙද්දි ඇයි අපි අපිවම දෙවනි කරන්නේ ආන්ටි?
නෝනේ මම හොඳ අදහසක් ඔළුවට ආව නෝනේ. මේ අපි ගෑනු ටික ඔක්කොම එකතු වෙලා ඔය ශල්ලේ ඉල්ලන පිරිමියා ඉන්නවනේ ඔය මුනියන්ට අපි එලෝ පාරට අපිට එපා කියලා.
ඉතින් දැන් මට සඳලිට තව කියන්න දෙයක් තියෙනවා. මම ඒකත් අහලම තේක දාන්නකො. ඉතින් සඳලි දැන් ඔයා හිතන්න ඕනේ මේ ඔක්කොම ඇහුවනේ වාද. ඔයා හිතන්න ඕනේ දැන් මේ ඉස්සර කාලේ ඉඳන් ඔය අපේ කාන්තාවට කරන අසාධාරණ කෙනෙකුකම් වලට විරුද්ධව දැන් මේ ගෙනියන බමුණු මතවාද තව දුරටත් ඉස්සරහට ගෙනියන්න ඔයා උදව් කරනවා. ඔයා ඒකේ කොටස්කාරයක් වෙනවද කියලා ඔයා හොඳට කල්පනා කරලා බලන්න. දැන් අම්මා තාත්තගේ දෙමව්පියන්ගේ අම්සි ධනයක් තියෙනවා නම් ඒක දරුවන්ට සමසේ බෙදෙන එක ඒක වෙනම කාරණයක්. ඒකට දෑවැද්ද දෙනවා කියලා ලේබල් ගහන්නේ නමුත් දැන් කාන්තාවන්ට මේ සමාජෙත් අපිට සමහර වෙලාවට හුඟක් වෙලාවට ඉස්සර සාපේක්ෂව අඩුයි. නමුත් කෙනෙහිලිකම් අසාධාරණකම් සිද්ධ වෙනවා. ඒවට විරුද්ධව ඉදිරියට යන්න ඕනේ, ඒවා බලප්ප ගන්න ඕනේ අපිමයි. වෙන කවුරුත් නෙමෙයි අපිමයි. ඉතින් මේ ප්‍රශ්නේදී ඔයා හොඳට හිතන්න ඔයා මොනවාද මේ ප්‍රශ්නේදී හිතලා හරි තීරණයක් ගන්න. ඔයා හිතන්න හර්ෂ දෙමව්පියන්ගේ කීමට එකඟ වෙලා ඔයාගෙන් දෑවැද්ද ඉල්ලුවොත් ඔයා හර්ෂ ගැනයි මේ කසාද ගැනයි එකපාරක් නෙමෙයි 100 පාරක් හිතන්න ඕනේ. හිතලා තීරණයක් ගන්න ඕනේ. මොකද ඔයා ගේ දොර උගස් තියලා ඔයාගේ පවුලේ පාත්‍ර බස්සලා ඔයා අයිති කරගන්න යන්නේ ඒ ක්‍රියාවට වටිනාකමක් නැති මිනිස්සෙක්.
මට ආන්ටි කියන දේ හොඳට තේරෙනවා ආන්ටි. මම ඔය හර්ෂගේ යෝජනාව පැත්තක තියලා මගේ ජීවිතය හොඳට ගෙනියනවා.
මට ඔයා ගැන හරි සන්තෝෂයි. එහෙනම් අපි දැන් අපි දේ ටික අරගෙන
බොහොම ආන්ටි. දැන් මට හරි නිදහස්.
රාණි අපිට දේ ගෙන්න.
ආයි පොඩි රංගනයක් අපේ හැමදාම ඉතින් රංගනයෙන් දායකත්වය දෙන ශ්‍රීමලි පෙරේරා මහත්මිය.
Mage puchi kali siri teri vena number 2 Good afternoon and happy Women's Day. And we have come to the end of the program today, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. As Pusati rightfully pointed out in the drama, and per Daminda's presentation, the societal image of women has not changed much. We still see many partialities at workplace, at social gatherings, even at home. Some still think a woman's role is a caregiver of the family, who should be responsible of bringing up children in an acceptable manner. To be the cook, the housekeeper, and the person who should be attending to family's needs. Sometimes she may be the only breadwinner of the family, but still she must complete the other duties as well. Even though many women may be showing a different face to the society, in reality, they are like icebergs. Under the surface, they may be facing so many issues because she's a woman. Over the years, the concept has changed vastly, but it's not gone away completely. Keep smiling, change is imminent, and there'll be a better tomorrow. On behalf of Canada Sri Lanka Women's Association, I wish to thank Mrs. Damindra Dias for accepting our invitation and attending the event with a valuable presentation. She has been a mentor to me during the past 16 years I have known her, and she has guided my children too on several occasions. We really appreciate your continuous contribution to our society. Hemali, Jayani, and Ashwini, we are thankful for your participation too. Dear Niroma, thank you for your great presentation and accepting to participate in such a short notice. I'm sure everyone learned and gathered knowledge out of it. I wish to thank Pusati for her continuous support. Within a few days, she was able to deliver an amazing short drama. You always accept the challenge and will never say no. We appreciate the assistance given by Ashoki and Ruvini to make it a success. I'm sure all of you would have seen some hidden talents today. A big thank you to Nuradi and the adults dance group of Sankalana. You proved that age is just a number. We are proud of your courage and determination, ladies. Thanks to all the dancers, Nuradi, Kavisha, Jenny, Dammi, Sharya, and myself. Keep up the good work. And a big thank you to Srimali Pereira for her lovely dance. You always bring joy to others. We truly appreciate the participation of our Consul General, Mr. Tushara Rodrigo. It's always a pleasure to have you. We would like to extend our appreciation to CJ's attaché, Mrs. Sumitra Samaravitarana, for your participation. Dear Vasanti and Nathan, thank you for filming and photography. We acknowledge your continuous support during our events. Thank you, Sharia, for your handling the digital work. You're an asset to our association. Last but not least, I wish to thank the amazing committee members of Canada Sri Lanka Women's Association and all our dear members. Without the tremendous contribution of this wonderful team, we wouldn't have been able to complete so many events and projects year after year. Special thanks to committee for preparing today's delicious food with Sriyani's guidance. Special thank you to Susan Abhivardhana, Jenny Jayavardhana, and Dinesha Seniviratna for their beautiful cakes. Can we please put our hands together for all these amazing women? Just a reminder of our next event. It will be the Aurudu Assyria on April the 5th at Huron Park Community Center in Port Union, Scarborough. And we will be sending all the members an email with details. And if you have changed your email, please update it with us. And as usual, it will be a free event for members, but there will be a $15 charge for non-members. Thank you for everyone, and shall we please stand for national anthems?
International Cargo. For all your packing and shipment of personal effects to Sri Lanka or any other part of the world by sea or air, contact A.R. Nathan, Brisk International Cargo. We specialize in packing, transport and shipping. Call 416-321-0400 or 416-877-2195.
Brisk, may I help you?
www.briskcargo.com